Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Investor Shed podcast. You've made it to season 6.
Congratulations on making it to season 6. By the way, we can still do seasons whenever we want.
We can, but approximately every 35 episodes, we're doing a new season.
Next episode, we can start season 7. I'd be like, welcome to the new and improved Investor
I would
Shed.
never do that to our audience. I would never do that to our audience. Next week, we'll be on season 7.
We're going to go to season 10 next week.
No. Season 6, man, 6 years. Pretty good.
Has it been 6 years? Is that how you're doing this? About every year you're kind of...
I don't know. We started in early 2020.
Sure.
Or no, it was at the end of 2019. So that makes sense for this to be season 6.
Okay.
Right?
I mean, technically, it would be like 5.
I mean, when did the boys start?
Good question. What season are they on?
Exactly. That's what I always think.
We got one up on the boys. And speaking of the boys, it's just the boys chatting about money today.
Right, we are chatting about money. Okay. Jeremy. All-time lows.
Are you talking about my self-esteem?
Yes. And
the
the US dollar.
mm-hmm.
My God. This is so clickbaity, but I love it.
Yeah.
Did you realize pretty much everything this last month or so has been at all-time highs?
Yeah.
We're talking gold.
Yep.
We're talking silver. Real estate is kind of always all-time highs.
Yeah, it hasn't been like jumping, but it's been like
Yeah.
holding. It's been holding. You know what I mean?
Yep. The Dow Jones recently was at like 6735.
What does that even mean?
Like, I think that's money for that index.
Okay, I always see
Like
that
the
number
price,
like
the
down, and
price.
I'm like, what is that?
It's the price
It's
of
a
the Dow.
total stock.
Yeah, it's like the value of that.
Okay.
How much it costs for one index.
Yeah. One
I
money.
don't know. I actually don't buy the index.
Yeah.
I should.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it today.
Yeah.
Maybe no. Wait, I've bought the index with my retirement account a while ago.
I buy the index.
Yeah. You do. How do you buy it?
Robinhood.com.
Do you buy the Dow?
No, I just buy Vanguard. It's the Vanguard ETF index fund.
Okay. I wonder if they are buying the Dow
I don't know.
or the S&P.
I can look and see exactly what they're invested in, but most of the time I don't really care because it's like I can look at it and they have control over it. So why look at it?
Yeah.
I just know they're gonna do better than I am at picking a stock that's going to be one of the top 500 performers.
Yep. And I've been talking about Tesla stock forever on this podcast. Guess what? Hit pretty much close to all-time highs again.
I still buy Tesla, yeah.
Yeah. Which means that the U.S. dollar is at all-time lows.
Low.
Oh, poor babies. Poor people
They
that...
need to sound like
low. So I don't know if a lot of people realize this. I don't know if people do. But when we see all-time high pricing on things or certain assets, some people get excited and think that's good. That just means that your dollar buys less and less. And for the people that try to make an effort of saving their money and just having their money in a savings account, they are getting beat up the worst.
Yeah.
And they have been since the early 70s.
Oh yeah, I'm sure probably since earlier than that, but a savings
Sure.
account is not like your optimized investing account. I would absolutely say that.
So, I mean, what we try to do on this show, since we're very subpar,
I don't think we're
financial
subpar.
advisors.
Yeah, we are not financial advisors. Let's put it that way.
But we have experience, and we've made money, and
We've also lost money.
and also have lost money. When was the last time you lost money?
I don't know. Depends on what you buy. Like, I mean, sometimes if I buy a liability versus an asset type of thing, like I lose money on that stuff when I buy consumables, of course. But like,
most people don't realize that if they just simply have their money in a savings account for a year or so, they've actually lost money.
Specifically a normal savings account, not even a high yield. Even high yield, you're going to lose money too, but you're going to lose it at a less of a rate than you would a normal savings account.
And if you're newer at this or you're young, you may be thinking, well, what are you talking about? Like the number didn't actually go down. Yeah, but
your buying power with that money.
Your buying power went down with inflation. And so that's something that we keep preaching. Like, you got to be moving your money. Your money is just an exchange. The U.S. dollar is no longer an asset that it used to be when it was backed by gold. Because you used to be able to redeem your dollars for gold, and gold is scarce. The US dollar then became non-scarce in the early 1970s.
Because it's fiat currency, right?
It's now fiat currency, which means that they can print it into oblivion, and the more supply you have of something, the less it's worth, because then you have a lot more competing dollars for a certain asset that can drive up the price or the nominal value of that product. So yeah, episode done.
Thanks to everybody. Nick just vomited for a second, and everyone's like, "Yeah, I completely understand everything you wanted to get across with that episode. Please don't go into any more."
Nope,
too bad.
No, I think it's something that isn't really talked about enough, and I know we beat it over the head quite a bit. But it's just again and again, like the economy. If you have no idea what to do with your money, do anything but leave it in your account.
Yeah.
Buy NFTs if you can. Buy bonk. I'm joking. I'm giving the worst advice first.
I'm like, first of all, maybe do a little bit of research before you buy NFTs or grunk.
Bonk. It was a joke.
It's a joke. Bonk?
No, I did once. It was a.
Did you lose money?
No, I don't think so. Because I left it in bonk.
Is it still in bonk?
It's still in bonk. It was like $20 worth. It was a joke amount.
Yeah. If you were to take it out right now, though, would you lose money on bonk?
I don't know. Should we look up?
We'll look at it later. I don't want to like.
I would imagine it's probably stayed the same.
Sure.
Which means
you lost buying power.
If anything stays the same in value, that means that you've lost money, because the whole economy is expanding like the universe every year. Pretty much. It has its contractions, but for the most part, it's been going up. So wanted to run by 3 scenarios, Jeremy.
Okay.
If you were to teleport yourself back into 1973, can you picture yourself there?
Yep.
Oh yeah. What would you be wearing?
Mustache.
Mustache for sure.
Mustache for sure. Long hair, long hippie hair like John Lennon back in the day.
Yep.
Probably a disco suit. With like the blazer over the shirt with its unbuttoned chest showing the chest hair.
Oh, yeah.
Rollerblades. I'd have rollerblades on.
Yeah.
Roller skates. Sorry.
Let's say you were a brand new adult.
Okay.
In 1973, 18, 20 years old, somewhere in there. Maybe you just got an inheritance from your passed away grandmother, and she left you $5,000. And let's say you have 3 ideas of what you wanted to do with that.
Okay.
You're 18. You just moved out of the house. You're renting. You've got a job, you spend your money every month.
Sure.
You have just enough to live, but you just get in this habit of you make an average income. You have this extra $5,000 sitting in a savings account that you just inherited. And by the way, back in 1973, you know what that $5,000 would feel like today?
What?
Approximately 6 to 7 times more.
Okay, so like 30 to 35,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
So around 35,000 is what that would feel like. So can you imagine a young guy getting an inheritance? I've seen multiple occasions where people early, 18, 20, they get an inheritance of 35,000 or so. I've actually seen that like 3, I can think of 3 people in my head.
Yeah.
That have gotten something similar. So you have 3 options. You burn through your money every month, like most Americans.
Yep.
Right?
I'll just say that sounds like a lot of people. Yes.
You're young, you're 18, you can buy a house. Everybody says, oh, you should buy a house. Housing is expensive, though. It's 1973.
Yeah. It's expensive for 1973.
And interest rates are expensive. They're in the 7s.
Wow.
But you take that $5,000.
Like $40,000 or something back in the day?
Yeah, approximately. Yeah, around the average in 1973, approximately $32,500.
Oh, wow.
But it felt like a $400,000 home today.
Right. Okay.
That's the thing that people don't realize.
Yeah.
Back then feels like today still. Only the numbers have changed.
Right.
But it's
both
still,
numbers have gotten bigger, but they both kind of went up with each other.
So you've got your $5,000 that you inherited, and you use that as a down payment to purchase a $32,500 home.
Cool.
And you decide you're going to work for the rest of your life. Maybe you don't decide that, but that's what ends up happening. You work in your job, you're fine, you live a happy life, you make your mortgage payment. It's a big interest rate, but you can barely afford it, but it's fine.
Yeah.
So you do that, and you wind up in 2025. Now there's alternative universes where what if instead you took that money, you were able to teleport back, and you just you put it in a savings account and you just rented. because renting was cheaper than buying back then.
Sure.
Interest rates were big. And you were a victim of the market and appreciation, whatever, but you kept your money in that savings account and you let it compound with normal savings interest rates year to year, for the next 52 years until you're a 70-something-year-old man in 2025.
Sure.
So you just put it there, you rented your home, you went to work, you spent your money every month, you had a good life. You got pissed every year your rent went up a little bit. But you were able to afford it because your job income also went up slightly. You were able to make it work. Or scenario 3, you took that money and you invested it in an index fund with the stock market, and you just let it compound, and eventually you rented. And in 5 to 7 years, I think this predicts that it takes approximately 7 years or so for that money to double.
Yeah.
And you took that $5,000 and you put it as a down payment on a home, and then you eventually were a homeowner approximately 7 years after that. But you let that investment double over the course of 7 years. You were in your mid-20s at that time, or late 20s. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you eventually made the switch. You also bought a home, and you left a few thousand in the stock market, and you had your home, and then you went back to these other universes where you just worked for a living, you spent all your money, you made an average income, you stayed where you were. Here's 2025. What your life would look like financially. The first scenario, you put the $5,000 down to buy a home. You would have owned it free and clear in 2003.
Right. 30-year mortgage.
No more payments. You still have to pay taxes and insurance and stuff, but you owned your home free and clear. And its approximate worth today, your net worth, is pretty much all in your home.
Right.
But $412,000.
Sure. So if you were to sell it at today's standards, that house that you bought in 1973 for $32,000 with a $5,000 payment, it's worth $400 and some change.
$5,000 down.
$5,000 down, yeah, on a $32,000 mortgage. Yeah, so I see how that number would make sense, but obviously if that wealth is all built up in your home, you don't actually have a lot of wealth unless you're tapping into that.
Right. Yeah. So this is assuming nothing's really changed. You just lived in that house. You didn't have to make any payments after, for the last 22 years or so.
Right.
Though. You've been living you had a little bit more income at your exposure for the last 20 years.
Sure.
And you got probably an enhanced lifestyle after your retirement, because we're assuming that you got some sort of Social Security. So you probably actually got to retire 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And had an extra $1,600 a month that you didn't have to put towards rent.
Yeah.
Or something that you can use as spending money. Not bad. Okay. Scenario 2. Unfortunately, if you were this guy, if you just put it in savings and just went to work, you would have actually approximately $48,000 in your savings account.
Just from savings compounds, basically?
Just from it compounding. And you spent the rest of your money, but you always left that money alone.
Yeah.
You put on the side, and you had to pay market rents. Now you're paying $1,600 a month. $50 is the average rent. Now, here's something that kind of sucks. If you were to add up all the rents that you paid, it's close to $600,000.
Whoa.
$180,000 would be the average.
If you just rented from 73 to today, put that $5,000 in a savings account.
And own nothing.
Owie.
So landlords they got their taste.
Yeah.
And you got to live there. So that kind of sucks. But you're still renting, you own nothing, you got $48,000 in the bank. And it feels like to you, because you've got to live this whole life of knowing what things cost, it feels like the same amount of money.
Sure.
Almost. Maybe 10,000 more.
Yeah.
So that's kind of got to suck.
Yeah.
Or scenario 3. Let's say you're that guy that took an extra step. And you just invested it in the stock market first and waited for it to double, and then took out that initial investment after it doubled, and then bought a house. Here's what your approximate net worth would look like.
So in this example, it says obviously you put $5,000 in the S&P 500 in 1973.
Yes.
So in 1983, it's assuming it doubles in 10 years is what it's saying.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So it did take 10 years.
So it takes 10 years to double your money. So then at that point, do you think that, I mean, like, this is all hypothetical, of course, that we're looking at. But do you think $5,000 would have been enough to buy a house in 1983? Like, because there's a lot of these levers, right? Like the 73, that would have bought you $5,000 down on a $32,000 house. Would it have done the same? Would the house have been updated to like $50,000?
The down payment actually doesn't matter that much.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the act of doing something.
It's
because
I get it.
I've been in real estate for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of people I know that can get creative with their loans and stuff, and they could put nothing down.
Right.
Or, even today you can put like $2,000 down and buy a house. It just depends on how you set up your loans. This was just assuming back then you did the normal, like kind of 20% down.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, this is just assuming you took that inheritance from grandmother and you decided to put it towards a house. Not necessarily this is what this is the down payment it takes.
Right. Okay.
Does that make sense?
I hear you. I just wanted it to be like a
what
realistic
are you doing with
example.
your money?
Yeah.
I think this is realistic because I've met many people that have inherited at a young age something like a similar type of value from their grandparents when they pass.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just work up for it. Like your brother, like at a very young age, he had like $30,000 or so saved up. Just by going to work, and he didn't spend his money on really anything else. Yeah. He just saved it.
Good for him.
Showed it off here and there. Like, look at all this money I'm saving, and then put it towards a house. It's possible to do that. And he got a mortgage. Okay, so scenario 3. This one's interesting. So it took you longer to buy that house. The house probably cost a little bit more, but you bought the same house. And you weren't able to pay it off until 2013, 2014, somewhere in there. But your net worth today would be $1,084,000. So approximately $412,000 in your home, and approximately $672,000 in the stock market.
Yeah.
So
I love that example.
Pretty interesting. The guy that also invested in the stock market made significantly more.
Yeah.
Little diversified. And I think that's the name of the game,
right? Which
I know a lot of super ultra wealthy people kind of preach is like diversify.
Yeah.
But not too much.
Right.
They're not talking mutual funds.
Don't swing like super wide, but like do 2 or 3 things you think that make sense. And I totally get that. And I love this example with the index investing. Obviously, these numbers are hypothetical. But like what I love about it is the worth isn't all just in that person's home. So if that person wanted to get a tap into their wealth, they either had to get a HELOC, they had to refinance, or they had to sell that home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like either way, like it involves something where it's almost a stretch on that piece of property.
Yeah.
Versus the stocks, you've now got $672,000 in the stock market. You can just cash out.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get taxed pretty friggin' heavily on that, but like you can do that unless you invested it in through your Roth or something like that.
Yeah. What I love about this example is that all 3 of these universes took about the same amount of effort.
Yeah, really.
In fact, I would say that the renter probably
the most
took had to probably move more. I'm sure they got kicked out once in a while when a seller, a landlord wanted to sell. They had to go find somewhere else to move. That happens all the time. Constantly getting the news that your payments going up. The only difference was, a home, scenario number 1 or scenario number 3, they actually made the effort to buy something.
Right. To put their money into a direction.
Put their money to work. The house isn't really actually putting your money to work.
Right.
Because if you look at what inflation has done, the house is actually worth about the same. Sounds crazy.
Yeah.
It's just not the US dollar.
Right.
It still costs the same amount of value-ish, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's just is a store of value, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
The stock market has grown. And outweighed inflation a little bit.
Right. And with the stock,
I don't know if that makes sense,
Yeah.
but you were able to leverage to get the house.
Mm-hmm.
You also didn't have to pay rent.
Right.
$600,000 worth of rent over 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely a lot of interest that was paid.
Yeah.
But scenario number 1 or number 3, they had a lot more control over their life.
Yeah.
They didn't have anyone telling them to move out.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they can do whatever they wanted. They didn't have to get permission to have a dog.
Right.
Things like that. They can paint their house when they wanted. They probably had more expenses too, maintaining their property.
Sure.
But I can tell you, winding up with, less than 50 grand, being in your 70s, and that's all you're worth, you are fucked.
Easily. Yeah. That's a pretty easy analysis for sure.
Because people don't make the kind of Social Security income that they should to, for
really
today's
supplement.
standard of living.
Yeah,
it's just not going to happen.
And what I love about like the index investing and the house method, like I said, like with the index investing with a compound interest, that's really the key here, of course. Like you said, when somebody buys a house, it goes up with inflation. So the numbers are almost what they would be. Those numbers go up. With index investing or compounding interest, you're creating extra things.
Yeah.
So these are buying more assets that are then investing themselves into it and then making you more money. And this is all assuming that you only did one thing with $5,000. Like you just got $5,000 once in your life and you're like, okay, I'm going to put it here and never touch it.
Yeah.
A lot of times people who are going to save or go do more, they're going to continue to feed these buckets.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that the stock market is a better choice than real estate,
Right,
because we didn't even talk about buying rental real estate with leverage.
Yep.
That's a completely different topic.
Home.
Because if you wanted to buy rental real estate with leverage and you found deals that made sense, you're going to absolutely outperform the stock market. So we're not really getting into that today, but I just want to, for those younger people out there listening that think everything's so expensive, people in the early 1970s thought a house for 32 grand was fucking insane.
Yeah.
They thought $5,000 was 35,000 today.
Yeah.
It's all relative, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
In general. Now, you might be thinking it was easier for people to get that back in the day, but I don't think it's ever been that easy to buy a house. It wasn't easy for me to buy a house when houses cost 100 grand. Right. I still had to go move somewhere and get a job. Yeah. I had to move to Kellogg. I couldn't buy a house that I wanted to in Post Falls for 130. Things were just too expensive and my income didn't support it.
Yeah.
So I had to go move somewhere else, get a job, a high paying job to buy a lesser house. Mm-hmm. It
was a high paying job, but it was like a high paying job. Like you got into a sales position. That was at Dave Smith, right?
Uh-huh.
Like that's not automatic income, by the way. Like sales positions, you have to work very hard for. Like I got a lot of respect for salespeople.
Yeah, it was a hard.
Yeah, it's a high paying job because you have to strive to a different standard to get to that point.
It was more uncomfortable. Talking to a lot of people. It was salesy.
Yeah,
ish. Hey, quick commercial break here. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I really do appreciate it. If you want to give back, let me help you buy a house, or I can help you sell a house. It's the only way I make money when I'm not investing in real estate. I don't make money on this podcast or the events I do, but I do make money only when I help people buy and sell houses. So if you're looking for your next investment and you're here in North Idaho, I want to help you personally. If you are not in North Idaho, I can still help you out. I have a vast network of referral partners all across the country, and I can find the right real estate investor savvy agent for you so you don't have to. It doesn't cost you a thing. Thank you for your support. Back to the show. I actually like that because it was more, I didn't have to chase people down on car lots, and be like, hey, can I help you or anything like that. It was just all inbound phone calls.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we were just doing phone calls.
So it was actually
you were
more like
B2B, weren't you?
Eventually I was doing, just business.
Yeah.
So it was more like an order taker.
Yeah.
And but there was some sales.
Yeah, you still have to be a salesperson.
But you still learn the language. You still have to sell stuff or you won't live or make a good living.
We're salesmen now. This is what
it was non-aggressive.
Right.
It was very non-aggressive sales.
Yeah. I think everyone should be in a sales position once.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Get outside your comfort zone. Learn what a V8 is. Yeah.
Those are those little tomato juices, right? V8.
Uh-huh.
The fusions are good.
I'm talking about an engine. Yeah. When I started selling trucks at Dave Smith Motors, I didn't know what a V8 was.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
It's got eight
I didn't know a differential.
It's got eight spark plugs.
That's true. Mm-hmm. It does. And it's in the shape of a V.
Yeah, it goes like this. The pistons. You guys
I can think of other things shaped like V's that do this too. After I'll get to I can't remember off the top of my head.
Look, I can't think of any.
Yeah, we want to keep this on the air.
We're on the air because we feel like it.
Oh, that's true. No one's going to cancel
FAA
us.
does not censor us. They should, but they don't. No, this is all interesting. And like I said, this is all just a hypothetical example of what could have happened if you bought a house in 1973.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like we could take the same exact example and then we can put it towards today and see what happens in 30 years. And I bet we'd come out with similar results.
Yeah. Remember we did an episode just a few months ago on silver investing and gold and stuff. Don't want to say I told you so out there, but it's up over $50 an ounce.
Now, I want to put a little asterisk here.
Yes.
You only make money
if you sell.
When you sell. Otherwise,
no, but it's a store of value.
Right.
We're not talking about making money here. We're talking about where do you put your money.
Sure. And it is a store of value, and I will agree with you.
Yeah.
The price of silver could come down.
Oh, sure.
Right. So, like, again, like this, it has value, but it's not inherently valuable until you trade it for a good.
Right. The argument I'm making, though, is like if you were to look at a graph of the U.S. dollar and the purchasing power value over time, it's just done this.
Right. That's gone down. I hear you.
And every year we hit all-time lows.
Right.
Of what the dollar can purchase.
Versus silver,
that's what I'm getting.
Like
yeah, silver's been kind of stable.
Very
it
slow.
Actually has been, but it's a precious metal.
Right.
It has some weight to it. It's just an alternative asset.
Yeah.
What I hate about silver is that it's not like it doesn't have really good utility other than like if you were to build stuff with it. Like I can't loan out my silver that easily and get somebody to rent, pay me monthly for it, like I can my house.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. And like the thing with silver, like, and I think we talked about this too, like precious metals. Like I can't just like hold a precious metal and have it make more precious metal. But the value will go up on it still, of course. But like it doesn't inherently make more of itself by holding it.
Yeah.
Versus like my Vanguard stock, like I hold it and every now and then they just like put a couple extra drops in the bucket.
Yep.
And then eventually like that bucket gets full.
Yeah. So. And with my silver, if I ever want to tap into the value, I mean, I have to go to my safe.
Yep.
Grab a box, throw physical items in the box, get in my car and drive to a coin shop and be like, can you give me some money?
What's the spot price on this?
Yeah, what's the spot price?
Yeah.
So it's a little inconvenient. It's not as liquid.
Right.
Is
the price of silver, is it worth what the spot value is? Like, is that worth what they'll pay? Because they will pay X for a silver shop, right?
Yeah, like there's a spot price and then they'll pay a certain value over it or below it.
Sure.
Minus 50 cents an ounce or something like that.
Okay, so they got to make a little money in their own fees. Of course. Like that's how they
sometimes
make money.
They'll pay a little bit over, sometimes a little under.
Yeah.
Anytime you're buying, you're always buying over spot by $1 or $2.
Right. Because they got their fees baked in, and
I mean that's how any retailer makes money.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're buying it at a yard sale.
I just didn't know what spot was. I've always heard like spot price. Is that like
spot's like what's its current value right now?
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Like just like a stock price. What's
Sure.
what's the current stock price? And the stock price moves every second. If you look at the silver spot, it's also moving.
Yeah.
Like constantly.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that's like where like, like I've done a couple card shows and I bought a lot of Pokemon cards lately, but people come to me like, this card's worth $50. And I'm looking at it. I'm like,
is there a spot price that you can look up where it's like moving up and down?
You just look at like past solds basically. So you go in, I'm like,
you're looking at comps.
Yeah, I'm looking at comps basically. And I'm like, well, it says here it was sold for 42 and 46. I'll buy it for 30. You know what I mean? Like that way I know I can make a little bit of money on the thing. So like, but it's not like that with silver. They like the spot is the spot.
How did that last card show go?
It was okay.
Tell me about it. By the way, Jeremy goes to card shows to trade different types of, like not just sporting cards.
Yeah, I do like sports and Pokemon cards basically.
Pokemon and sports. Okay, so they have all kinds of different cards?
Dude, there's so many. There's like Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, One Piece. There's like 1,000 different things.
Is the Pokemon the most profitable for you?
Yes. Why
is that? Is it just more action?
There's high demand for Pokemon product right now.
Okay. Why is that?
Because it's scarce. This is the supply and demand we can.
Is this a nostalgic thing, or are there still shows and Pogs being made on this thing?
There are definitely shows. I don't know about Pogs. that kind of died, I think, buddy.
Oh, did it? People aren't doing Pogs anymore.
Kids don't go on Pogs. They
don't get together and
they
throw a coin.
Yeah.
Okay. They tick pogs.
They tick pogs. No, it went okay. There was a lot of saturation in that last show. There was like 200 tables.
Okay.
I still did pretty well. Like I made a few grand.
Wow.
And I still got a lot of my product, which is really cool. So like I didn't actually like lose money. I just didn't sell as much as I hoped.
So
I
you
also
go there to sell your product or to flip product that you could buy and sell while you're there?
I do both.
Okay.
So last show I ended up buying more than I usually do.
Okay.
People are just like, I'm trying to get money so I can go buy stuff. And I'm like, you're not going to like my offer, but here it is.
Uh-huh.
And I'm pretty honest with people up front. I'm like, you could probably find somebody around the show who will pay you more, but then you got to walk to 200 different tables, find interest versus here's your price right now.
Are you buying off kids usually?
Adults. Sometimes I buy off kids. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you give kids better deals than adults, or is everyone?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you give them a little extra.
Yeah. I actually had like a free binder of like, it was like 50-cent cards that kids could come and just like go to my table and pick one for free. I thought that was a really cool marketing strategy.
Yeah.
I wanted to build these little packs, and I'll probably do that next time, of just like giveaways to kids to get their parents to come over and spend money with me. It's the law of reciprocity, Nick.
Oh, okay.
I want to give things away so you buy more shit from me.
That's true.
Yeah.
They'll come back.
It'll come back. Anyway, I still got a lot of my product, which is really cool. But yeah, and I ended up buying a lot more than I thought I did, but that's okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, it went okay. There's a couple more this year. I don't think I'm going to do any more this year, though.
Okay. Man, dying down.
It's not dying down. It's just a lot.
Yeah. I could have helped.
You could have helped. No, you got to like price all this shit out and like have it all ready. I just wasn't optimized.
Okay.
Anyway, I still made money. Most of the times I make money at those shows are during the last couple hours.
Oh, okay.
And
people are at a pinch to get rid of their stuff?
Yeah, and people are trying to get rid of their stuff, or people are like mass buying right before the show ends. I thought the show ended at 4.
Uh-huh.
Show ended at 6. So it was at like 3:55 and I was tearing down my thing.
Oh.
And then I got home and I was like, oh, the show went till 6, not till 4? Cool.
So the last hour is the best?
Yeah, last hour is usually where all the vendors will usually come back over throughout the show.
Just try to get rid of whatever they have?
They'll either try to get rid of what they have or buy more for their next show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What a shame.
That's okay. Like the show before last, I made like $5,000 in the last like 20 minutes.
Okay.
Just someone's like, I'll buy all these. I'm like, okay.
Nice. Okay.
Money, please.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Now you know for next time to pay attention to the closing times.
Yeah.
Closing time. They probably play that music.
They probably did.
At the end.
I wasn't there though, so I have no idea. No, it went well. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But that's just something I like doing.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. Makes me feel good. And when I come home and there's just a giant wad of cash in my pocket, it feels pretty cool.
Yeah. Then you take it to the bank.
I take it to the bank where it does nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've got, I run into what do I do with my money all the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, lately I've just been putting it in a cabin.
Yeah.
Off grid.
You're a cabin boy.
Yep. That's where all the money I've made over the last year has pretty much just gone into that so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably not the best investment, but I'm aware.
But you also have other assets that are paying for this. So you're not that one guy who has like $5,000 and that's your only lifeline. You've got a lot of different lifelines going right now.
Oh, yeah.
And it's okay to have a cabin.
It's okay to have a cabin.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so, because it's halfway, it's half built.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're at this point now, like, yes, it's half built and it's probably a lot and that's okay. But like, you're a creative dude. You're going to find a way to make this make sense. Like
it's about a debt now.
Yeah.
Last time we spoke, or maybe it wasn't the last time, but I was like $160,000 in credit card debt.
Holy moly. Okay.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah.
Had a couple of flips going on, sold the flips,
right.
Paid off all credit card debts and stuff, have a little money left over, but yeah, almost all the money I made this year just went into a cabin.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
And
so like
stock market.
You paid off your debt, of course. Yeah. And again, like with this cabin, like I imagine you're going to do other deals. And I imagine those other deals are going to help fund this cabin at some point. It's all like falls back into real estate.
We still have some land that we have really good equity in.
Yeah.
That has been getting interest.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we're going to sell it for what we have priced at.
Cool.
And should make an extra 50 or so that I can throw into that.
How much does it cost to build your cabin? Like if from start to scratch, how much do you think it's going to cost?
Around $250. Yeah, I know. It's as much as a normal house.
Gross.
Yeah, around 250.
Okay.
So
was that the price you were anticipating when you bought it?
hell no.
Okay. What were you anticipating it?
40 to 50,000.
Well, you shot over a little bit.
It was good, but I had a completely different vision.
Right.
I had a vision of
Dry cabin.
approximately this size.
Yeah.
The shed that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
It's way bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So it's proportion to how much.
Sure.
Also the utilities just were costing way more than I thought.
Yeah.
So the well was 42 grand alone without a pump.
Damn.
The first quote I got on the pump was like 17 grand. And I don't have a pump yet.
Yeah.
Or the septic system. The septic system is going to be another 15,000.
Yeah.
So, and then the solar setup, just all the materials for the solar was 17,000.
Mm-hmm.
And
do you get any kind of rebates for that for solar?
I heard I should.
Yeah.
So I got to look into that.
You should.
But I think I might actually get some credits.
Yeah. I've heard there's tax credits applied. I don't know what it actually means, but every time the solar people come to my house, they're like, you get a tax credit. I'm like, I'm not chasing
that
tax credits
this year.
I'm not chasing those right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in 10 years, but like, I'm not like chasing, I'm not going to spend 50 to get 5.
Yeah. So just got a couple of lots, and then the development, of course, that's in the mix is still a year away from being sold.
Yeah.
But I'm on the hunt for new flip opportunities that have to make complete sense.
Right.
I'm not going after another, gut job. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see.
Someone's going to bring you something. Okay.
Mobile home gut job in an hour and a half away.
So if people ask you like where you spend your money, you'd say like most of the time it's with the cabin right now into other investments.
Yeah, I'm pretty much just, I don't want to just have money, even though it's so contradictory. I just hate having cash sit in my bank.
Yeah.
For the very reason that we discussed with the different scenarios of the people. Because I have, for emergencies, 12 different credit lines that I can tap into. They could all go away, but very unlikely. So if I had an emergency, I can just whip out a card.
Sure.
That's my logic. That's my sense. Or I can always sell stuff, or I can turn to my silver.
Right.
Or I can cash out one of my, stock things, trades, or something like that.
Yeah.
And we've got real estate rents coming in. So I feel like we can wrap up this podcast because I feel like I've achieved everything I wanted to in life. And we appreciate you listening. Episode 1.
Last episode.
Might be the last episode because you got to hear my whole journey. Unless you want to stop with me here, and then season 6, episode 2 can start with Jeremy's journey to being financially free.
We're a long ways from that, but we're getting there.
People want more episodes.
They want more episodes. And I will say, like, I don't know, I don't think this is a whole topic, but like people ask what you do with your money. It kind of goes in your cabin. You don't have an emergency fund. You use credit cards. I would not recommend that. Like,
well, it depends on what you call an emergency fund.
Right. What do you call an emergency fund?
I have all these different sources I can tap into.
Right.
I do have cash in the safe.
Right.
I've got silver in my safe. I've got paid off stuff I can go sell.
Right.
If I needed to come up with some cash really quickly, I have so many different options at my fingertips.
Sure.
But in what world or what scenario would I have to come up with cash very quickly?
Depends.
What emergencies out there require cash?
Yeah.
Do I need a kidney transplant right away and the hospital needs cash or they won't do it?
Down payment, fool.
It's not. It's just not. I just don't see that as a likely scenario of needing an emergency fund because I've lived up until I'm almost 40. And I'm trying to think how many times have I actually needed emergency money?
Yeah.
There was once where I had to make payroll and I went and I grabbed my silver, brought it over, cashed out some silver, made payroll, and then I fired everyone.
Don't touch my silver, everybody. Get out.
Not everyone, but eventually, like it was just like, okay, this business isn't working.
Yeah.
But at least I made payroll. Everyone can go.
Yeah.
That was. Was there ever a time in your life where you had a real emergency where you needed money?
Never. Like, I mean, we're in a position where like we have things that we can sell, like you're saying, like but like we just got hit with our tax bill, and it was $23,000.
Oh, can you have them redo it?
Why? It's correct. It's pretty correct. Anyway.
Okay.
What we didn't plan for was health insurance. So our wages went up.
Yeah.
And we didn't say to our health insurance provider that our wages went up to make it so we had to pay more in health insurance. So we got hit with like a $12,000 health insurance bill at the end of the year.
Yikes.
I would consider that like a semi-emergency, where like I had an emergency fund and I'm like, let's just pay it. Like Sam was freaking out and I'm like, just it doesn't matter. Like just let's pay it and move on.
Yeah.
And we'll figure it out next time.
What would happen if you didn't pay it?
I don't know.
Or if you took time to pay it?
I'm sure nothing would happen, but then we have to find a way to make this money happen.
Yeah.
And like it's just like I have it available. That's exactly what this money's for. Just apply it. Just apply it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I don't want
so
this.
that's come in handy with you.
Right. And I didn't want it to
emergency
be like a looming thing over my head where we're making $100 a month payments for 30 years trying to knock this balance down.
Yeah.
I was just like, let's just pay it. We have it. Like, it's fine. Stop freaking out. Anyway, that's like, it's not an emergency, but it's nice to have that money available.
Right.
And not in things that I don't want to sell at the moment.
Yeah. And I guess I should take that back. I guess I've always had unexpected expenses come up.
There are things like, I mean, you've even called me like, hey, I need $10,000.
Yeah. No reason for an emergency fund if I have friends like that, right?
I mean, by all means, use me whenever you want for that stuff. I'll help you out.
Oh, and I will say this. It's been expensive not having an emergency fund, but it's also been expensive. It would have been more expensive if I just had, if I never invested any of my money. I always tried to save it all.
But I'm not saying you have to put all of your stacks, all your chips in an emergency fund. Like
right.
I just try to get mine up to 15,000. So it's just like, if anything happens where I just need, like, for some reason my car breaks, I can just go buy a car and I don't have to worry about a payment.
Well, what low life doesn't have 15 grand laying around?
A lot of people do not have 15,000.
What?
Most Americans don't have $5,000 in their bank, Nick. Most
don't have 400.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then most don't have 5,000 either.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, I mean, like, it's nice to have these comfort pieces, and I've worked very hard to like make sure I have all the cogs in place.
Yeah.
So I can do that.
Hopefully, if you're listening to this episode, you're not one of those that only has 400 or less available.
And that's okay if you do, by the way. I think everyone has a starting point.
I think you're listening to the right show.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. You're definitely
the
at
right content
spot
to get out of that mess over time.
And we've both been there. Nick and I have both been like flat ass broke during our lives.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it took a little hard work and optimization in order to get that in a spot where, and consistency.
It took hard work. It took action.
Yep.
It took clarity on what we wanted.
Yeah.
And then it took
sacrifice.
It took sacrifice. It took not giving up when we got slapped around, when things didn't work out, and you just keep moving forward, because you just got to have faith that like things will eventually work out if you just keep showing up to work.
Yeah.
Keep showing up and keep investing your money. But I think what I want to shake out of people is like, you're not safe if you think you just have a job and a savings account.
Yeah.
Like you're getting kicked the most, so you don't even know it.
Right.
You're that frog in boiling water, you know, but it's a slow death, a slow turn up.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Yeah. So get yourselves a hydration backpack.
We didn't even talk about that during this whole episode. I was going to say, like, are we just going to let that slide?
It's so funny. So this annoys the shit out of Hillary. I wore it all day yesterday. And she just thinks I just look like the biggest dork. I'm just sitting on the couch drinking water.
Out of a plastic hose?
Yeah. Well, I don't have to screw around with water cups everywhere. I can just fill up this backpack bag.
There's such a problem in our life.
Well, I spill stuff.
Do you?
Constantly.
That's why mine has a lid.
Yeah, I have things with lids too, but I spill an unusually large amount of liquids in our house.
You're like my daughter. She constantly, like, lately her thing is like, she wants ice and water, and she doesn't want it to have like a lid. She doesn't want it to have like your sippy cup lid. But I finally got it so she has this kind of lid in there, like a little one. Okay. And she still takes a drink and it just spills all over.
I do that too.
She goes, oops.
I'm surprised I haven't spilt this all over me, because sometimes I miss my mouth and it just like rolls down my chest, and then I have to show it to work.
She goes, oops, and then asks for more. And I'm like, it's on your shirt.
Just suck your shirt. Yeah. Now you don't have to. I could just suck the hose that's hanging down from my shirt.
I bet if you laughed while you were drinking that, you'd still spit it everywhere.
It has an automatic shut. As soon as I take it out of my mouth, you can't get the water out.
Yeah, but everything in your mouth is where it usually spills. You don't usually spill the cup.
That's right.
You spit. Nick's a spitter.
True.
All right, and everyone's gone. No, key takeaways for this one.
Invest in Bitcoin.
Yep. No, I think diversification is what I try to really preach to people. Have not all your eggs in one basket, but have them in a few optimized directions.
Yeah. So if you had to guess, what would be the perfect portfolio or allocation of your funds in certain assets?
I can't guess that.
Okay.
To be honest with you, that depends on what people's needs are, what people's how much can people invest. That's going to change where you can invest it. Because if you've only got $5 a month, put it in S&P 500. Don't try to buy a house on that $500. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you got $500,000, I'd say buy a couple pieces of real estate, maybe do a little bit of this, maybe a little bit of private lending. What you want to do? What are your goals and how fast you want to get there? That's how you can really optimize what direction people should be on.
True. Right now, I say right now, I have about 95% of my net worth in real estate assets.
Sure.
And about 5% in the stock market, silver, and alternative sources, crypto, and that kind of stuff. I'd actually really like to get it closer to 20%. 80% real estate, 20%.
Yeah.
Other alternative assets.
Keep
so that's what I'm going to work on. And you guys can follow along if you want, or you can tune out now because the show's not going to get any better.
At the end of the episode, you're telling people to take off, leave.
Oh, I just mean listening to this podcast in general.
I think it's going to get better. I think you and I have gotten better. The more we learn,
so.
the more we are able to teach.
That's
and
true.
and we still have to be able to be always learner mindset because you and I are never done learning.
No.
You know what I mean?
No. I have a lot to learn about this IRA still.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know it all. You know a lot.
I don't know it all.
Not at all. But you know a lot more than me. And I still have $4,000 in an IRA account that I need to figure out how to invest in the stock market.
Okay.
Maybe you can show me. I'm sure I can figure out if I just put some effort into it.
Yeah.
What should I buy with $4,000?
What interests
alternative assets?
What interests you?
Maybe some sort of crypto.
Okay.
Or, I don't know. I don't know.
Sure.
Stock options.
$4,000 is hard to invest.
Yeah.
And I've said that before. It's the hardest deal.
That's just what I have left.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! You know what? I actually I just sold one of my houses.
Mm-hmm.
That when my IRA's got to pay it back, I almost forgot about it. I should have $16,500 to invest.
Cool.
So if you need something,
okay, I will.
If you want to borrow $16,500 out of my IRA,
mm-hmm.
I will gladly lend it to you.
Okay,
but you better hurry.
But I better hurry.
So I'm going to
offers expiring soon type of deal.
I'm going to find an asset soon.
I give you 13 out of my 401. You give me 16 out of your IRA. We do business, huh?
Do business.
All right,
we do business.
Cool. Well, yeah, like I said, it just depends on what you want to do with it. There are stock options or brokerage options for stocks.
Okay.
Or you can do private notes. I could introduce you to Alex, and you can make 17% off that.
Yeah. Maybe.
There's 6-month terms, there's 12-month terms. I don't know.
Yeah.
I get a little piece of that pie if I introduce you, by the way. So don't do it without me.
I won't do it without you.
I want my piece.
All right, everybody.
I want my piece.
I know. Jeremy wants his taste.
I want my taste.
He wants his piece. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Don't tune in next week because we have a worse episode next week than we do today.
You're not even going to be here next week. You're going to be out of town for the next episode.
You're not supposed to tell them. Red Bull Rampage. That's actually why I'm getting hydrated for it. We're going in the desert. So I'm getting hydrated now.
Do you have hydration pills? Do you have salt pills?
I've taken them before. I don't have any in my possession right now. On my persons.
Yeah, on my persons. You guys are leaving tomorrow night?
Yeah, we're leaving tomorrow.
Okay.
I'd have to go to a store and get those.
I got some.
I don't think I need it because I'm going to have this hydration pack on me. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Yeah. I think I'll be fine. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
I think if I was doing half Ironman or Tough Mudder, more useful to take those hydration pills. We're just watching. We're spectators.
It's October. It's not going to be hot.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good one.
We'll see you next week at the Investor Shed.
Bye.
Thank you so much for checking out the Investor Shed podcast. If you enjoyed your time, make sure to leave a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Follow along on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at The Investor Shed for shorts and promos about each episode. Do you want to be a guest or know someone who has great real estate investing advice and stories? Reach out to us at theinvestorshed@gmail.com.